Do you have allergies? It's a common question people get asked after sneezing multiple times. There is actually a high probability that the answer to this question is yes. In fact, according to the American College of Allergy, Asthma, and Immunology, ACAAI, allergies can impact as many as 50 million people in the United States. That's about 1 in 5 people that will suffer from this condition. There are a variety of different allergies that can impact human health, such as food, dust, insect sting, pet, drug, allergic rhinitis, latex, mold, sinus, and cockroach allergies, all of which will be triggered by certain sources that will elicit allergic-like symptoms in those sensitive. However, what happens when the source of your allergies lives within the walls of your home? Indoor allergens can surround us in our daily lives, and some will even be harbored within the confines of your home, leaving you battling allergies the moment you walk through the doors. Welcome to Take 10 from EnviroKlenz, where we take 10 minutes out of the day to discuss different ways to live a less toxic lifestyle. This month, we will be discussing the top airborne allergens in a home and their particle sizes. Understanding the range of particle sizes in your air is important in order to know how to keep these from affecting your indoor air quality. Dust is a very common allergen and can be found everywhere due to the fact that it is a collection of many things found in the environment. Household dust is composed of a broad mix of particulates found throughout the home. And although myth has it that dust is formed mostly of dead human skin, this is only but a small fraction of what dust is made up of in your home. Dust is made up of the fine particles of solid matter that come from various sources such as soil, dirt, pollen, human and animal hair, textile fibers, human skin cells, and more. However, according to a study conducted by the American Chemical Society, it was found that most indoor dust comes from the outdoors. They found that over 60% of house dust begins outdoors and is transferred by clothing, shoes, and other items that the dust will latch onto when outside. The size of dust particles can range in size. In fact, Science Direct concluded that dust particles can be divided into 3 classes based on their overall size. Dust particles can be larger than 20 microns, between 20 microns to 1 micron, and less than 1 micron in size. However, the typical size of dust that you will find in your home will be about 10 microns in diameter. Also, did you know that a gram of dust contains nearly 1,000 dust mites and 250,000 allergenic dust mite fecal pellets within this concentration of dust? The overall size of these dust mites ranges from 0.2 to 0.3 millimeters in size. You may be wondering, how small is exactly 1 micrometer? Well, a strain of hair is 60 micrometers, so in comparison, dust most likely found in your home is about 1/6 the size of hair. Did you know that according to a 2003 University of Arizona study, they found that 100% of homes have mold? However, this study does not classify the types of molds found in homes. Many classifications of mold are actually not hazardous. However, being exposed to the ones that are could lead to serious health issues. There are over 100,000 different types of molds that can cause various health concerns, especially when the mold is in a home or other personal indoor environment. Typically, mold will be found in areas where there is moisture, humidity, darkness, and oxygen that all allow the mold species to grow rapidly in the indoor space. The presence of mold will generate mold spores. Mold spores are airborne mold particles that spreads the growth of mold. Mold will form and grow in a home where ideal conditions are present, such as moisture, darkness, oxygen, and humidity. When these conditions are present, the mold will form, and once this mold develops, it will begin its release of mold spores into the airspace. Mold spores are microscopic spores that will float throughout the airspace and can potentially become ingested or inhaled into the human body upon exposure. These mold spore size ranges from 1 micron to 20 microns in size. Each spring, summer, and fall, plants release tiny grains to fertilize other plants of the same species. These grains are known as pollen. Most of these allergy-causing pollens come from trees, weeds, and grasses. Pollen is produced by plants to reproduce and is transported to its intended destination either by the wind or insect pollinators, such as bees and butterflies. There are many different types of pollen, so some people may only be allergic to a specific type. In an indoor environment, pollen is a common component that is found in household dust and can elicit allergies to dust in a home. A pollen allergy is also commonly referred to as hay fever, that is considered a seasonal allergy that occurs only when pollen generation is heightened outdoors. Pollen allergy symptoms do not significantly impact children younger than 5 years of age, but can have an effect on older children and adults. During different seasons, many plants will release their pollen and can become a health nuisance to people. Because of this, many weather services report on the pollen levels in different cities each day. Called a pollen count, these reports usually predict pollen levels for the upcoming week and can be a good resource for pollen-sensitive individuals to use as an indicator of their exposure risk if spending time outdoors. On a microscopic level, pollen grains can appear smooth, spiky, or granular. Pollen consists of two separate layers: the outer wall, called exene, and the inner wall, called intine. The inner layer consists of genetic material, and the outer layer is designed for protection. According to a pollen size chart published on the Science and Plants for Schools website, pollen particles can range anywhere from 10 to 200 microns. Did you know that 10% of people are allergic to cat dander? In fact, according to the Asthma and Allergy Foundation of America, they found that as many as 3 in 10 people with allergies will also have an allergic reaction to pet dander and hair produced by cats and dogs. Typically, cat allergies are twice as likely in comparison to an allergy to dogs, and this can be due to the type of dander that cats release from their body, a much different form of dander than dog dander. Cats are kept as pets in 27% of homes in the United States. Pet dander, although it can be an allergen that will stir up allergy symptoms in those allergic, are not the only allergens that can be released from your pet into the environment. Cats can release 2 different types of allergens, one that is produced on their skin and another that is produced by their saliva. According to PetMD, these are known as FeLD1 and FeLD4. FeLD1 is produced by a cat's skin and their sebaceous glands, while FeLD4 is produced from a cat's saliva and can be deposited on the cat's skin while they are grooming themselves. Similar to cats, dog dander can be found on the fur of this animal, but there are also many other different forms that pet dander can be released from a dog that does not include its fur. A common misconception of dog dander is that the shorter your dog's hair, the less dog dander they will produce. However, this is simply not the case. There are some dog breeds, such as poodles, that are classified as hypoallergenic and can pose less of an allergy risk to those who suffer from this condition. However, a hypoallergenic dog does not exist, as each dog will release a specific pet dander that will have the potential to aggravate allergy and asthma symptoms in those who suffer. The typical size for pet dander can range from about 10 to 80 microns. There are multiple kinds of smoke, such as cigarettes, fireplaces, cooking, marijuana, and forest fires that can be found in your indoor air that can cause health effects when inhaled. Each of these types of smoke contains a multitude of different chemicals and particulate matter. Cigarette smoke is a common health concern for not only the smoker, but also those who live with a smoker or who lives in a home who previously had a smoker. Cigarette smoke contains airborne particulate matter that is not visible to the human eye and can linger in the air long after the visible smoke has disappeared, which can be inhaled and ingested by people and collect on surfaces in the environment. The particle size can range from 0.3 to 0.5 microns. The particulate matter that is made from wildfire smoke can range in size, but often they tend to be very small, less than 1 micrometer in diameter. Wildfire smoke particles that are classified as tiny are less than 2.5 microns, referred to as PM 2.5. This matter, when ingested or inhaled into the human body, can reach deep into the lungs and the bloodstream of the body, which can increase the risk of heart disease, lung disease, and diabetes. That's it for this episode of Take 10. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Down below, we have a link to sign up for our monthly newsletter that covers different topics from laundry, air quality, to household cleaning tips. Also, check out our other social media sites down below. And if you want to read more about something we talked about in this video, there are articles down below. Come back next month for another Take 10. Have a great day!